Well, Intel just fired over 500 people and plans to lay off 10,000 more before the end of the year. Microsoft just nuked around 9,000 workers. That's its largest cut in 2.5 years. And now the Wall Street Journal just proudly declared that burnout hours are back, baby, and those mean old corporate executives are coming straight for your work-life balance.
They're here.
So yeah, if you're an American worker, especially in tech, it might be time to stop singing Kumbaya and start considering changing your tune to something maybe a little more dark or a little more realistic, like Back on the Chain Gang by The Pretenders, or maybe Working Man by Rush. Or if you're feeling a little disco, you can go with She Works Hard for the Money. If you're a country person, you can go with 16 Tons. I mean, that's got kind of a coal mine fatalistic vibe to it. Hey folks, Mark here with The Rational Workforce. Thanks so much for tuning in. And it seems that what's old is new again, and employers are once again making it crystal clear that they value workers who are willing to grind for the business above just about anything else in their lives. And, it might feel a little jarring, especially if you started your career during that glorious stretch between 2020 and today. When every executive and recruiter and HR pro on LinkedIn was posting love letters to the workforce and mental health tips and proudly demonstrating that the word empathy popped up on their word of the day calendar. Remember that? It was like a golden age of corporate kumbaya. Your boss would tell you to take mental health days and embrace radical flexibility and bring your whole self to work, and it was just so cute. But fast forward to now, and it's a whole different ballgame. It turns out all those rainbow logos and #BeKind campaigns and corporate mindfulness webinars were pretty easy to scale back when the economy tightened, or dropped completely as soon as it was no longer fashionable. In fact, companies are now back to advertising rules that basically say, look, if you're hoping to actually see your kids before they move out, maybe this ain't the gig for you. Now, one reason why employers seem to have suddenly abandoned all those warm and fuzzies is because the job market itself is a little bit of a train wreck, isn't it? I mean, you dump hours into tailoring your resume to trick some applicant tracking system that's trying to sniff out keywords harder than the ATF dog looking for drugs at Coachella, only to get ghosted by the recruiter that sent you that Zoom interview link in the first place. And meanwhile, you're up against armies of other applicants. Most of them were laid off from the same shrinking industries that you're part of. Plus, there's a fresh AI tool every other week that promises to streamline work that used to be, done by you. It's tough, it's impersonal, and despite what the DEI statement on page 2 of the company website says, you're ultimately just a line item, one that they can cut the minute earnings wobble.
Good luck with your layoffs, all right? I hope your firings go really well.
Thanks a lot. Great.
Now, it's a stark reminder that employers hold all the cards, and for the most part, they always have, even when it was a so-called candidates market. I mean, don't forget that most workers, at least in the US, are employed at will. And that means that your employer can fire you at any time for almost any reason or for absolutely no reason at all. And they don't need cause, and they legally don't even owe you the courtesy of giving you a heads up. Now, you contrast that with your obligations. You're expected to show up on time and keep your mouth shut about leadership's bad ideas and smile through whatever nonsense they throw at you. But if you decide to leave, you better give that 2-week notice. It's a classic one-way street, and for the most part has been forever. The difference now is that employers have gotten a lot more brazen and a lot more comfortable being honest about it. I mean, look no further than this Wall Street Journal article called "Think Work-Life Balance is Overrated? You're Hired." And in it, you will find a veritable petting zoo of the type of corporate behavior that was vilified just a scant 18 months ago. Shopify wants a product manager who can keep up with an unrelenting pace. Solace, a healthcare company, actually tells applicants outright, if you're looking for work-life balance, this ain't the gig for you. Then there's Rilla, a software outfit that essentially says, don't join us unless you're thrilled to work 70-hour weeks in person. Oh, and by the way, our CEO hasn't taken a vacation in 8 years, and our head of growth once literally slept in the office for 10 days straight. So march to this vibe or move along. Then you've got folks like McKinsey out here telling new hires to expect to work weird hours on zero notice. And then they have the nerve to spin it as a fantastic opportunity for professional growth, which is, kind of like a dentist telling you that a root canal builds character. Now, look, I'm not trying to be the Grim Reaper here. I've been walking this tightrope myself for decades, and so have most millennials and probably every Gen Xer that you know. I want to be a good dad, I want to be a good husband, and I still want to drive my career forward. But I also know I need to make enough money so my kids aren't eating generic ramen under a bridge somewhere. I mean, yeah, we've all heard the saying, on their deathbed, no one ever wished they spent more time at the office. And the older I get, the more I realize that is absolutely true. But it is damn hard to keep that perspective when the mortgage, the student loans, the car payments, and all the other things that you have to pay for are circling like vultures around your head. The truth is, every time I've leveled up in my career, it's largely because I worked harder than the next guy. It's not fashionable to say it, but grinding a little and sacrificing still works. You just got to know the game you're playing, because you can bet your employer certainly does. Now, to be fair, there are plenty of genuinely good companies out there. There are great leaders who actually give a damn and walk the walk and will invest in you as a human and not just as a productivity unit. And I've got to tell you, man, like, I have had the honor, or maybe just a bit of luck, of working with more than a few of those leaders in my career, and I consider myself very blessed to have that. But even in those places, you've got to keep your eyes open. And sometimes policies that seem amazing on the surface aren't all they're cracked up to be. Take unlimited PTO. I mean, on the surface, it sounds amazing, right? Like, unlimited time off? Sure, sign me up. It's the best thing since sliced bread. Until you realize that it also means you're not actually accruing vacation time. And if you're not accruing paid time off, there's no payout for unused days if they let you go. So in many instances, that policy benefits employers as much as, if not more than, it benefits you as a worker. All right, look, enough with the Debbie Downer crap. Let's talk about how you survive this beautiful disaster of a system without losing your soul or your shirt. First, never fall head over heels for a company. I have done this more times than I care to remember during my 30-year career, and you just got to keep in mind they're not your family. No matter how many team building retreats they drag you to, no matter how well they treat you, they will cut you loose if it helps the bottom line, because it's business. It's not nefarious, it's not evil, it just is what it is. Know the beast and keep it in the appropriate box. Second, aim to be so damn good that the idea of losing you is repugnant. Build a reputation, deliver results that stand out. Don't just hit your goals, crush them. But while you're at it, keep your LinkedIn warm, keep on networking, and keep building your portfolio and your personal skill set. Because if your current employer suddenly forgets how valuable you are, the rest of the market shouldn't. And third, remember they're using your labor to grow their business. So make sure you're getting something in return beyond just a paycheck. Pick up new skills, make better connections, gain experience that translates everywhere. Squeeze every drop out of every opportunity that your employer reaches out to you, the same way they're squeezing value out of you. Fourth, fill your life with things that have nothing to do with work. This one is so important, because if you don't do that, work has sharp elbows and they will happily fill every corner of your life. Whether it's family, friends, faith, hobbies, volunteering, travel, friggin' beer league softball, I don't care. Whatever it is, just do it. Because these are the things that will keep you human, and I promise you, that balance is only going to make your in-office life better too. And then finally, for the love of God, do not quit your job before you've landed the next gig. You might hate it there, but suck it up and hate it while you're still getting a paycheck. Hunt quietly, secure the new gig, then make your professional, respectful, graceful exit. Never ever burn a bridge on the way out. So in retrospect, maybe today's episode came off a tad dark. I'm sorry if it did, but I'd rather hit you with a dose of uncomfortable reality than sell you another LinkedIn fairy tale. It pains me, it hurts my soul to see so many layoffs continue to happen, mostly because I know the job market is no picnic right now. I have so many friends that have sent out hundreds, if not thousands of resumes. It's taken them quite a while to land a job. It is not easy or fun out there. So if you are in the thick of a job search, please know that I am quite literally praying for you on a daily basis. The dignity of work transcends just the paycheck, and it's nothing to be trifled with. And I don't know, like this Wall Street Journal headline just got to me. Not because it's salacious, not because it's not the truth. It's just a reminder that employers have always held the cards, and now maybe the mask is off a little bit and they're just not pretending otherwise. But if you're smart about how you play the game, if you keep perspective, invest in yourself, and refuse to let a company own your soul, you can still build a career and a life that's well worth having. And more importantly, it's going to be a life that's not defined by your resume. I mean, who knows? You might just end up getting sick of it all and punching out of corporate and starting your own gig like me. That is not exactly an easy life either, but that's a video for another day. Now, if today's video resonated with you, or if you have someone in your life who is trying to make sense of this crazy grind that we're all in, please share it with them. Or click like, ring the bell, click subscribe, do any and all the things that'll help keep the channel growing. It's very much appreciated. And if you didn't like it, or if it pissed you off a little bit, well, at least I appreciate you sticking around to the bitter end. Thank you for that. So I'm Mark. This is The Rational Workforce, and I will see you on the next one. God bless, folks.